2. Is my microphone working? Seems to be working. Let me know if the volume is too low or too high. Should be okay. if my microphone was working, we would have guests around as well. And I can turn off scene set. And I can turn on the desktop audio. And now, if guests say something, hello speaker, hello britelite.
Hello.
Okay, you guys on the chat should be able to hear them. Can you confirm that we have hearable guests and that the volumes are okay while we watch Cortez by Melon Design? People say yes. Okay, so you're hearable. Great. How you guys doing?
Awesome.
Britelite speaker.
Pretty good.
Fine, tired.
Tell me about your day. Were you heavy working?
Yeah, well, it's my second day after my vacation, so
Ooh,
fully rested and everything.
hardcore.
Yeah.
How about you,
Nice.
speaker? Were you working today?
Well, this is my second weekend after vacation, so that I'm still having that, that work distancing feeling of, getting back, and I try to prolong that as much as I can. But we'll see when the work pressure builds up again.
Holidays are horrible. Ah, okay, I was on the wrong screen. That's what you get for being on studio mode. Now you guys should be able to see everything. I hope. Yes, and Melon Design, okay. This is why we started with the pre-show, so we can iron out these kinks. So we're watching this demo made by Melon Design, which was for the Amiga. And we're watching it now as the pre-show because it's like infinite, it goes on forever. So we can just watch it during the pre-show and then don't have to show it during the show. But it's a pretty good demo, like small but stylish and takes good advantage of the Amiga capabilities, in my humble opinion. Britelite, you're the Amiga expert, so do you agree with that?
Yeah, I really like this one. It sets up a good ambience and yeah, feel good demo.
Wonder if if there are many Amigas having this, just playing this and leave the Amiga on for the rest of the day. As screensaver.
Sounds like a good idea. So I've never really coded a 4K before. I know that you have a Britelite.
Yeah.
Is this like also technically challenging to put, cram this in? Because it feels very full, but is it?
I don't think this is a 4K.
Yeah, I don't think it's a 4K either. No,
Oh,
it's a full demo.
Yeah.
my, okay.
Track the music and everything.
Okay.
I think the most important thing here is like the palette changes, that they do it very smartly.
But I would say that I don't think it would be impossible to cram this into 4K without the music.
Alright.
Maybe 8K or something, but I mean, the graphics are pretty repeating. It's mostly done with palettes and copper list, so I think it could be possible to cram all the animation in 4K.
Running Man.
Is this actually the first demo that Melon released by the comeback, or was the revision one earlier?
The revision was before, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, yes. Yeah, it's very soothing.
Was the return of TDK to making Demoscene music as well, after like 15 years or something.
Even more, I think. 20 years?
Maybe, yeah.
Early 2000s.
Okay, so I'll start with introductions. Well, we have 5 minutes left, but I guess I can introduce our guests as well. So welcome everybody to Mystery Demoscene Theater 9000. Today we have a special show where we're going to talk about old school platform releases from the year 2021. So starting around revision, we're going to cover the revision, we're going to cover the small parties that happen in between, and then we're going to, hopefully, if we still have time, we're going to cover releases from Silly Venture, which just happened 2 weeks ago, something like that. So we have a lot of Amiga, we have some C64 stuff, and we have a lot of Atari stuff as well. So this is why I have two old school platform experts, speaker from the Atari scene. He's active on the, how we call it, Swedish MFX, even though that's not the original name, but that's how we say all the time. And
It's
we
all
have
Britelite's fault.
Yeah, it's all Britelite's fault. And we have Britelite from Decadence and 500 other groups that he's on. So actually, Britelite, can you tell us where the hell did the SMFX, Swedish MFX joke come from? You remember doing it originally?
Yeah, I think it was at Sommarhack. Me and my brother started joking that SMFX must stand for Swedish MFX because we were in Sweden and...
Right, I didn't know that.
One thing that we were talking about this with the speaker earlier on, and actually most members of SMFX are from Germany.
The majority, at least, yeah, 2 out of 4, yeah.
So it even makes even less sense, but well, let's roll with it anyways.
At least 25% are Swedish.
Yep.
Try to correct something here. Let's see, bar head. Any particular demos that you guys remember from this year, from 2021 so far, that you are looking forward to talking about? The return from Andromeda, for example, that was one big highlight for me.
Yeah, well, this demo, the Cortexes, was probably one of my highlights.
Okay. Speaker, what about you? Anything that stood out for you?
I just wonder, why is this a highlight for you, Britelite?
It was a breath of fresh air.
Ah, okay. So it's originality.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I think this released out of Compo, which is pretty rare nowadays.
Yeah. I don't think this would place very good on the compo, and they would cut it like at 2 minutes because it's just looping.
No, stretch it for the full demo length. Just No, I think the most for me the most anticipated demo that I've seen so far is the Overlanders demo, which is I think similarly to Melon, a big return of an old school demo group in the Atari scene. That made everybody, raise an eyebrow, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I watched that one. I was impressed as well. For the comeback, and because the demo was actually quite good as well. Okay, so let's get started with the actual playlist of stuff that we have for you today. And we're gonna start with more Melon. Fisher Hawk Doctor. This was released at Revision. It got second place at the Amiga Demo Compo, and it was the return of Melon Design. They were kinda active, or some members were active before, but their previous release was at August 2003. I think this might be way too loud volume. I'm gonna lower it a little bit.
When I was watching this on the stream during Revision, I was getting this feeling, it's like, what the fuck am I looking at here? Apart from, being mesmerized with the visuals, but, the eerie music and stuff, I was like, what's this gonna turn out like?
And Melon Design colors, all the colors of the rainbow.
Yeah. Yeah, this part I liked really much.
I have to find my rational brain saying, oh, animation, but yeah, nicely executed. With, the reflection.
Yeah, I love how it looks.
And I like this kind of stuff in demos. If you can place it well, you can give it extra context, it really conveys a lot more than only, the art.
Yeah.
It's something that Melon Design are known for, like putting the design into their productions. In terms of colors, the abuse of colors that they have.
They make the coder colors work. And that in an Amiga demo, that's quite, it's nice.
Darkness falls across the land.
This really got me on the wrong foot, because I'm not Amiga in crowd, and they make a mention out of several names. So initially I thought that these were the credits, so to speak, and that these guys were a bit self-referential in that matter. But I figured out that asking Facet about it, it's some long-standing rivalry between, as I understand it, between Lemon and Melon, and that they basically taking the shit out of Dan Facet and the other guy. I didn't get that at all.
Dan Facet and Paradroid, yeah. We tried the Lemon guys. Because Lemon originally was created like trying to make fun of Melon.
Oh, right.
The names are similar because of that, at least.
I like how the perspective is done, you know, very simply, but it works.
It works really well.
Totally Michael Jackson.
This one is really nice. Nice variation on the usual glitter distorters.
That's like similarly to like that zooming pixel storm.
Yeah, yeah,
But then different offsets for a different map or something.
yeah. And I think it's not a static map, but it's static. Well, you see, it's kind of animating also.
No. This really made me, you know, cling on the screen and was wondering what's next, because you know the rest of the demo was really slow paced as well.
Yeah.
And then they just left me hanging. Yeah, I'm very intrigued by this because, you know, in the end we saw maybe I think we saw 3 or 4 effects, and that and it still feels very, very full as a presentation and as a whole, and I find this very interesting.
Big loops forever here, so we're gonna skip to the next demo because we are tight on time. So let's move on to what actually won the Revision Amiga demo compo, the Martini Effect by Iphedrina. And no, it's Flex. Why do I think it's by Iphedrina? Because it has some Iphedrina members.
They coded it.
Yeah, that's why. That makes sense. It definitely feels more of an AGA demo. Like it has the fake 3D things and textures and stuff like that.
So I haven't really checked, but what's the CPU on this?
060.
Okay, so we're like Pentium territory here.
Yeah.
Somehow feels that there are more groups doing stuff with the original Amigas, the OCS and ECS now, than they are with AGA, which feels weird. Like if you looked like 5 years ago, it used to be the other way around. And now there seems to have been this tendency to go like deeper into the OCS, ECS, which is interesting.
Because a lot of old sceners have returned, and they are from the OCS era. And I think also some people just want a new challenge. Maybe they've been coding with the 060 or AGA for 20 years now. So
the TVL people.
Yeah.
I have no reference in this, but I know that coding on all the platforms, you're well, depending on of course what your aim is, but people are often trying to push the limits and push the envelope and exploring those boundaries. Is this the same stuff on when you're coding on like AGA platforms and 060, or do you just take the ample more space to work more on design or presentation? I cannot judge if this is like pushing the limits of this this platform right now.
Well, britelite is the expert in this, but I would say this pushes the limit in terms that it has the 3D that it
but a lot of the
texture
3D is faked.
Yeah, like pre-baked textures and lighting and stuff like that.
Hardware-wise, this doesn't do anything special, but I mean, it has some good routines and some good optimizations. And I mean, the visual artwork is not really good.
And it's not the typical that you see on Amiga stuff, like with fractals and stuff that were not possible to calculate back in the day when Amiga AGA was top of the line.
Yeah, it's much easier to generate skyboxes now on a PC.
So is it also on the AGA platform that you're basically solely focusing on the CPU power and the memory accesses?
Pretty much,
Similar like
yeah.
on the Falcon? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I suppose all the chunky to planar stuff has already been standardized.
Pretty much, but then again, a lot of people have tried to incorporate stuff into their chunky to planar routines. Even though, I mean, most use a variation of the comms routines, the same ones that they are used on the Falcon on 060.
Yeah, so integrating the effect into the routine.
Yeah, for example, if you need to merge, two layers, you do that during the chunky to planar.
I like the overall mood of this one, like the
Yeah.
alien feeling that it has. That's what really grabs me. But I'm a bit of a sucker for those kind of things.
I need to start to appreciate these kind of demos. For me, this is more on the newer school end that I still haven't really discovered yet.
You haven't discovered the Amiga AGA world yet?
No, I mean, just yeah, exactly. I think I can appreciate way more when I've touched base on the 060 programming on the Falcon myself, for example. Then I can, I just have no feeling on what I'm, of course I know the feeling I have by watching it, but not technically. I have no idea how this, what the frame of reference is.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying. Let's move on to Planet Jazz, Planet Disco Balls. This one, the 64K. 64K compo at Revision 2011 for AGA as well, I think. No, OCS, CCS.
OCS, yeah.
Encoder killer a little bit, but well, better watch on real hardware.
So, when I'm coding Atari, because I stopped this for a bit to count like the number of faces and the different colors, and I count like 8 or 9 faces with different colors. And also with the line drawing routines that I saw before, I saw quite a lot of lines in one thing. I didn't check if it was like 50 Hz or 2 VBL effects, but let's just assume 1 VBL. How does the Amiga draw lines that quickly? Is it like pre-blitter synchronous with the CPU, or what's the trick there?
Well, actually, I have never made line routines for the OCS, but I think the blitter has some kind of line drawing functionality, but it could also be a combination of CPU and blitter line drawing.
Only Amiga makes it possible.
That makes me wonder. These are classic effects, nicely presented. I like it.
Yep.
We have some folks on the chat giving some lines, like really saying that unfortunately blitter line drawing lacks sub-pixel accuracy, and Hyde is saying, Hyde is saying that on the Amiga 500 you would need the blitter to chip in.
Yeah.
The guy dancing, it's so ridiculous. Groovy, baby.
He's got moves.
These kinds of effects you don't see on the Atari much. DHS does them sometimes. Here we have the 2-bit planes.
2-bit planes is all you need.
In color. I can appreciate that truly. People that take at least the effort of disclosing their source code.
Okay, let's skip to the next because time. And next I actually have something for the Apple II. It's a low-tech demo. It's a return of Wiz of Infobia after, I don't know, 12 years, 20 years as well. And he did something for Apple II. Do you guys know anything about Apple II? Have you ever coded in one?
I have one, but I haven't coded for it yet. But as far as I know, it doesn't have any character modes or anything. It's just a bit plain mode. So you do everything with the CPU.
Sounds like an Atari.
Yeah, pretty much, or a Spectrum.
And I believe it doesn't have any native sound, and this is a Mockingbird attached, right? Which is like an extension with a AY chip or something.
Yeah, the Apple II has just a beeper. No. Just like the Spectrum.
I like this part. What I'm always kind of sensitive to is like errors, like like the missed line draw here and there. That I'm susceptible to these things.
Yeah.
It's almost as if the computer didn't have floating point.
But this is nice.
Yeah, it is really good, cool. I don't care if this is an animation, it's still nice.
Oh, yeah. How much memory does it have?
I think it's 64K by default.
This didn't play so well in the compo, got like 13th place, but it was pretty cool to see Infobia active again after so many years. So definitely.
Maybe they'll release a disc mag again.
That would be nice. Moving on, we have Square V2 by Hemorrhoids for the Atari STE. So this is more...
It will be hard for me to say something nice about this.
You have a love-hatred relationship with Hemorrhoids, the same way that Lemon versus Melon?
No. It's, in the scene nowadays, I believe, especially the old school scene, there's, I think you should appreciate any efforts being made. And I like to be very constructive about these things as well.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, there's a bit of a love-hate with regards to, code and code being reused or used from other coders without credits.
Ooh.
And yeah, that makes me edgy. But this is fat.
Yeah. A really 90s aesthetic.
I like that that hit when it hit the screen and you get the sample. That's a nice touch. I'm still looking forward for that Square version 1 release. Because it contains some parts that are not shown in this one.
Okay.
Sticky Cube.
Yeah, nicely synced too. I believe this is the musicians YQN's first Demoscene music release.
Oh, okay.
There are new musicians on the Atari scene?
Oh yeah, man! I believe even Hoffman bought an Atari ST, so the world's changing.
Hoffman is on all old school machines nowadays. I know he also got a Spectrum next to be able to do some turbo sound stuff. So curious.
And of course, it's awesome to see that the Atari is represented at Revision with the lengthy demo, so that's awesome.
Yeah.
And the graphics are very nice, the art.
I think this was the only Atari release at Revision, wasn't it?
I think so this year.
There was a game as well for the Atari VCS, but yeah. Oh, and some old school intros as well.
Yeah, but would be nice to see more ST stuff at Revision.
Skip to the next part. Sorry to all those who hate skipping, but we are tight on time. We're trying to keep it below 2 hours. So I'm gonna skip here and there some stuff. The Hemorrhoids logo with the Atari thing in the middle, that's smart. So yeah, this is the end of the demo. Nice little demo by Hemorrhoids there. Revision 2021 got 3rd place.
But
and now let's...
was it original?
Ah, that's the real questions. How much of that code was actually ripped, shamelessly stolen from other... No drama. Can robots take control by Benediction and Arcos for the CPC? 2nd place at the old school demo compo of Revision. Great to see the uprise of CPC, like so many good demos being released for CPC and active groups. It's been really great to witness.
Yeah, I should fix my own CPC to be able to watch them on real hardware.
Do you have one?
Yeah, I have one, but the disk drive is broken.
Oh.
Do you have an actual disk drive?
Yep, of course.
Yeah, I was not aware that, you know, you could do this at this speed on a CPC.
Yeah.
And reworking the textures, you know, nice to see. So this is like this high resolution mode.
Yeah.
That you also see on the Batman group, which has, like, you know, I'm not really sure what the resolution is, but quite a lot of pixels. And I'm not entirely sure if it's only color cycling, because sometimes it also almost seems like it's actually moving, but didn't quite figure it out.
Might be optical illusion.
And for this, I tried to stare for it for a while to see if it was actually, you know, an animation, but I haven't really, you know.
I think it's some raster trickery.
Ah, okay. Got 3 layers on an old school platform. 8-bit is quite nice. And again, I love this.
Yeah, this is really
nice.
good.
Inverted Alcatraz bars with glance effect. Looks disturbingly good for an old school platform.
Yeah, it does.
I haven't looked into it, but it seemed to me like the CRTC really makes up for some of the capability of the lacking of the CPU power.
Yep.
Yeah, nice change.
Nice detail that the background pattern doesn't bend, even if the Atari bars do.
Great stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, very nice.
I think, well, there are a few parts here. I'm gonna wait.
Classic cityscape.
Yeah, I still need to, you know, spend some time on doing one of those sometimes. But this one is nice.
Yeah.
You know, not the simple shade, but actually colors, you know, actual angles.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So you usually see it like faked, being completely black, so it's just like...
Yeah, like the silhouette, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this one actually had the faces on it.
Eat that melon. Yeah, very nice. Oh yeah, I can appreciate the CPC stuff really a lot.
Yeah.
I think it's over. Well, there's one more effect at the end. Which is the classic. I think they did like a 4K that used this kind of isometric style.
Yeah, it was really nice. What was it called?
I don't remember anymore.
Right?
No, something like that, yeah.
And this is the winner of the Compo D0 by Desire for the SNES.
Oh yeah. This is quite packed, effect-wise.
Do you guys agree with the categorization of including like these Mega Drive and SNES into old school compos? Does it feel like compatible? I mean, they were around on the same year length, but they usually have more capacities in terms of hardware.
And this is actually the whole reason why why I've started collecting these old platforms, because initially I only had the Atari ST, and then I had the Mega Drive, and I was like, yeah, but both have an 8 MHz Motorola CPU. What, you know, how can the difference be so big? And I think the same comparison can be made with an Atari and an Amiga, but yeah, I think, you know.
I think SNES and the Mega Drive in those who combo is fine, as long as you don't use any custom chips. Only the ones provided by the hardware.
Like not the 3D add-on card on the card.
What was it called? 3D FX, I think it was called, or the 32X.
32X, yeah. And I mean, some of the flash cards have some special features, and as long as you don't use those.
But I like at this demo that it has like really just like a roto zoom for a transition, for example. I like this kind of stuff, and it gives us uncompromising kind of slow 3D stuff, but it's real time, which I can appreciate again. I was a bit sad to find out that that this demo hung on my SNES, but when I contacted Heaven about it, you know, he actually fixed the issue.
What was the issue? Do you know?
No, I don't know. It just stuck. I don't know any kind of technical details. I'm sorry.
The issue was, it's not my SNES. It only works on my machine.
Exactly.
They don't have the Titan setup of having like 500 different models of Mega Drives with a video camera playing for them to test.
Seems to be still a valid argument. Yeah. The emulator didn't emulate this correctly. It was basically stuck at this point. The only downside that I have on this demo is that the music is kind of repetitive to my taste. But I'm not sure if that has to do with the limits of the capability of the system or not.
Or your taste in music.
Yeah, of course, it's all my interpretation, yes.
Oh yeah, Wolfenstein.
No, but it's big. It has, it's packed with effects.
Yeah.
Worthy winner. Was great
Indeed.
combo at Revision this year, so I was quite happy to see it. Let's move on to old school intros, where we have 2 entries to show you as well. The first one is the Lightful Attributes by Darklight and Offense for the ZX Spectrum. First time doing something for the Spectrum, and they got 2nd place.
Yeah, I really like this one too, and there's even a fixed version, or a special version working on a 48K Spectrum.
Oh, nice. I have to check it out.
Yeah.
Even the Russian Spectrum people were like, "Whoa, this is good," and breath of fresh air. I'm doing the Russian accent, I don't know if you could tell. So congratulations to Norway for getting good entrance into Russian Spectrum scene. Or well, global Spectrum scene, which is mostly Russian anyways.
Yeah, it's nice to see some European Spectrum demos again.
Yeah.
So if you're saying that it's that there's a 48K version, that means that it's single buffered, right?
Yeah, the 48K version, it generates all the data before every effect, whereas this, I think, pre-calculates some into the upper memory. But yeah, might be double buffered, might be single, I don't know.
The twister effect really made it feel very Spectrum, unlike Spectrum for me.
Yeah.
Especially because it was not a basic twist, but you also see the colors changing. Basically.
Yeah, and no color clash.
I like this one, yes.
This is nice, yeah.
I don't remember having seen any Spectrum stuff that did like this kind of view of things, so this was very clever to pull off. Okay, so this was the 2nd place intro, 4K,
Very nice.
and the winner was Phosphorizer by Loonies and Logicoma for the Commodore 16, I think it's all.
Way too rude to downgrade. But yeah, it's great.
It's actually the +4, but
+4, okay.
C16 with 64K. I like the music in this one.
You like or you don't?
I like the music.
Yeah.
Knowing how crappy the TED sound chip is.
I have no clue about how crappy the sound chip is, but I enjoyed it too.
2 channels.
The luxury.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But the color space seems to be quite large, or is it just, make-believe by the presentation?
Yeah, it has 121 colors. Basically 16 colors and 8 shades of each color.
Alright. That makes it feel quite full.
Yeah.
Does it have char mode?
Yeah.
So this is done in char mode then?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It could be bitmap mode, of course, but with only the color attributes.
Really cool.
Yeah, very nice.
Nice.
Moving on from Revision, there was this demo party specialized for the C64 called Transmission. This is the winner entry, Unity by Padua and Atlantis. Had a lot of participation. That Transmission was a really successful party.
Yeah, I watched the stream and there was a surprising amount of entries.
And quality on the other compos as well, like the graphics compo, the music compo was really a lot of cool stuff. And also the same people who organized this are organizing an online X. So since X isn't taking place because of the pandemic, and they already had organized Transmission, they are going to organize a party, which I don't know the date, but I will look it up real quickly on demoparty.net. It's later on the year.
I think it's in 2 or 3 weeks. If you're talking about Worldwide Zoo.
That's not the one I'm talking about.
Okay.
Isn't the Worldwide Zoo Finnish organized?
Yeah, of course, yes.
I don't think it's listed at demoparty.net. It's okay. 4th and 5th of December, Transmission 64 Fall Edition. So in replacement of X, that sometimes happens around December. So beginning of December.
So plenty of time to finish your entries.
Yeah. Britelite, do you know anything about Assembly? They canceled the physical ones. They're gonna be like a online thing, replacing it.
I have no idea.
Okay.
There's been some talk about if they would try to organize an online event, but nothing's decided yet, as far as I know.
Okay.
I'm sure you like this part with the fisting part.
Yeah, of course.
I found I really like this one actually.
Yeah, this is a really nice part.
And quite some of these parts, at least to my interpretation, switch quite quickly for C64 demos, rather than, having to drag it out and then wait for some loading. Found the pacing quite nice. And I'm a sucker for hearts and love and stuff. So the Unity stuff, apart from being some kind of scene controversy with frameworks and engines, I go well on that kind of stuff.
If only there was a framework to do old school demos, like an old school demo maker. That would be so nice to have. Why hasn't anyone done something like that?
Yes, please start accepting demo construction kit demos again. Here we go. Yeah, nice.
No grids to decadence, so that's instant thumb down on Poet.
Oh, there's the hate. There's the hate.
It's not hate, it's just logic. They don't love us, why should we love them back?
These spaces are not mutually exclusive.
And that's it. Nice little demo.
Yeah, nice.
Worthy winner of the compo.
Yeah.
Let's move on to next stuff.
Good content, good pace. This, yes.
Or Apple II.
Yep, this one got
This
second place
tune-
at Outline. Speaker, say what you wanted to
Sorry,
say.
I don't know. I completely the demo, but especially the tune stuck to my head, and I've been, I figured it out. It was made in the PT3, at least. So the format I could save it to some format I could play on my phone, and I've been having it for a while. But yeah, I for some reason I like this demo a lot. It really made me. For me, it had some kind of missed reference with the ship and the island and stuff. I'm not really sure if that was intentional. And it has a few parts that, for me, seem to be, self-referential. For it lays out the grid first, and then it shows the ship flying over the grid. And I like this kind of stuff.
And this feels like it was a long time coming developing this, because I've seen some of these scenes on another demo from the same group, from Desire as well. So I think they had like a build up into this demo of some sort.
Previews or something also.
Crash.
Nice.
And the other dude got sucked in by the sea, some tentacle or something.
Is that Cthulhu that kidnapped him?
Yeah.
I guess this is also like a reference to Myst in some way.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, that it feels like Myst.
Especially this part, yeah.
Yeah.
But to go from a few effects to some kind of frame where it tells a story, I like this. I like this. Yeah. I was very pleasantly surprised to see this demo. Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to the next one, because the rest is just greetings.
Dutch. Awesome.
So, Britelite, I guess you can tell us a little bit about this one.
What's there to tell? Short and sweet.
Amiga real time.
Yeah.
Stoom 4, de final nightmare. COVID-19! 7 augustus in Helsinki, Finland. Eén cassette, een half uur terreur.
Het cassette.
Stoom 4, de enige echte Amiga compilatie.
Oh, at least there's no fuck Atari this time. So that's a plus.
Oh, exactly.
And now we go to Vibrance of SMFX. Swedish MFX. I'm gonna keep calling it Swedish MFX. Sorry, it's just easier to say.
No worries.
What can you tell us about this one, Speak?
Yeah, well, I think I said it all in the scroller. This pandemic times, a part that I really like working from home and not being amongst people. Missing out the parties and presenting your stuff to people online just doesn't have like the same feel to it, right? So I thought to express that simply with the one screener on Outline. But I'm really looking forward to have a beer again and having people yell at an Atari demo at a party with Amiga stuff. Basically that.
Have you visited Outline a few times?
Yeah. That's the way away from the family is basically split up into parties, and Outline is one of them because it's so close. There's no excuse not to go.
Nice. Let's move on to another entry. This one, Conway's Game of Breakout by Five Finger Punch. It got third place at Forndata 2021. I just found it amazingly cute. You guys seen this before? Are you seeing this for the first time?
I think this is the first time I've seen this.
It's a nice little take on the game of life, isn't it?
Yeah. Cool idea.
But these Five Finger Punch guys, they have some funky ideas, because they made this arachnid demo on the Amiga, which, you know, was conceptually kind of weird, but in fact quite a nice demo. And they did the same stuff on well, not the same stuff, but the different kind of weirdness on the QL demo that they made, because they basically say, you know, nice demos is where we make them. I like this attitude.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's got third place at Forndata. Was a small party in Sweden, not that many entries. Second place is this one, also worth sharing, Fearless or More by Resistance. For the Amiga.
Which is thirsty by the coder.
Amiga OCS. Is it?
Yep. It's, at least it says so in the scroller that I read.
Okay. Loading.
And I see a lot of presentation code for a firstie, so I can comment on that. Good stuff. Just to check, britelite, are these actual instructions?
Yeah, they are.
For the 652?
Yes. I don't think this code would actually, you know, produce this, but close enough.
Krill is saying, if C64 coding only were so easy.
Exactly.
Anyways, nice little intro. I think it just loops, so we're gonna skip to the next one. The winner of Forndata. It's made by Manamana, a new group on C64, and this is Subway Art by Manamana.
But this is a one-fire, was it though?
I think so, yeah. Not sure, but I think so.
It's off the Muppet Show.
So are we sure this is not a fake group?
I'm pretty sure it is a fake group.
Maybe it isn't.
Okay, yeah. So that was the releases from Forndata. I had fun watching that stream as well. A couple, not many entries, but all of them were quite cute. Let's move on to something else. Something that for me was like great. Return of Andromeda with the Rule 30. That one Gubdata, another Swedish demo party.
But no melons were involved in this, right?
What I mostly liked about it is that it doesn't try to be old school. It has tries to do something new, which I really appreciate.
So this is another big Amiga group returning to the scene or producing something for the scene for a long period of time.
Yeah, I don't think Andromeda's done anything for the Amiga in 25 years or something like that.
So the Amiga scene is definitely on right now. Curious to see the results on next revision. If all of them do something for the Amiga compo, that's gonna be really, really great to witness.
Would be interesting to see an Amiga-only party.
Oh. Isn't Data Storm an Amiga-only party?
Well, it was supposed to be, but I mean, I think it had more C64 demos than Amiga demos usually.
Oof.
So it's this is not a full frame refresh per time, right? This is like doing it incrementally.
Yeah, I think so.
Hyde, if you're still in the chat, let us know your dark secrets.
I've still been intrigued by these Blitter Storm or these kind of things on the Amiga because I've never coded these kind of things on the Atari before. So I'm a sucker for this.
Yeah, this looks really nice.
We've seen this kind of stuff pre-calculated on the C64, but it looks so good.
Yeah.
And full frame rate. Only Amiga makes it possible. So yeah, the winner of Amiga demo compo at Coup Data 2021. Next up we have the winner of the C64 demo compo at Coup Data 2021, Bromance by Bonsai, which was also quite good.
Oh yeah.
A lot of good entries at Coup Data.
This made me chuckle more than once. Nice reference to the Gub Data with the old man.
Gonna be right back.
Are you getting back to the C64 anytime soon, Britelite?
Nope. Maybe something at some point a 4K intro, but I don't want to do demos for the 64 anymore.
It's too much effort.
Yeah.
Is the bar too high?
Too much effort, and I kind of grew tired of some people in that scene some years ago. Made me not want to contribute anymore.
Aww. I feel that the nostalgia card is always a very weighty card.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
And the Boogie Nights reference with the circles, yeah, it's nice. Yeah, we were talking in the Dutch Demoscene chat that there was, after the 90s, there would be no real reason anymore to show any kind of scroller. I think the C64 demo scene disagrees.
Yeah.
What is it with the Commodore 64 scene and scrollers? Like, other platforms also had scrollers. Why do they have to perpetuate it in the C64 scene?
It's good to have a scroller for a loading break.
Yeah, but they raised it to an art of, doing,
Yeah,
all
of
kinds
course.
of shit with scrollers. Nice reference with the throw. I like it. So is all this presentation sugar, like, the moving bars, britelite, is it all just to serve the loading time of, the disc, or is it...
Some of
Is
it
it, is it out of necessity, basically?
Sometimes out of necessity and sometimes just to show off.
Hyde is asking if anyone knows how this one is done. It's magic.
I have an idea, but I'm not sure.
I have no clue on this. I'm a total C64, actually a total 8-bit noob.
Love the music here. Like the nice blend of references.
Yeah, like I said, I'm a sucker for hearts and stuff. This is nice. Of course, here we have to show off how many letters we can put on screen.
It's a Commodore 64 demo, of course. The smooth operator.
I've never seen these guys in real life, so I really wonder, how much of a resemblance this actually is.
They look exactly like this.
Would you recognize them at X, for example, if if this was the data you go by?
Well, of course.
What also amazes me at times is, the amount of different people that work on a C64 production.
Yeah.
they have really, active bunch that also work together on the same stuff. That's quite nice. Quite impressive, I suppose. We don't match that. That's not matched in the Atari scene at all. It's rather smaller groups of people that do the stuff.
Yeah.
See, these are nice Alcatraz bars, but they're not glanced like on the CPC. Because CPC is clearly better than the Commodore 64.
But how will it, how will they stand against the MSX2? So, Britelite, could you explain what the extra level of difficulty would be on doing this?
Well, basically, it has to be done as sprite layer, I think.
Because of the color clashes.
Yeah.
Yeah, this seemed to be something different.
Yeah.
So again, these are done with sprites in order to prevent the color constraints on the pixel graphics on the back not to okay.
Yeah, sometimes this is so much faster than with sprites too.
Why do bytes suddenly disappear? Every time you are near. That's the end of it. But really good demo.
Yeah,
long, full of a lot of technical details that if you aren't really a C64 scener, you don't really get. But overall, really enjoyable.
Yeah.
Let's move on. More stuff from...
Oh yes.
Data.
This is cool.
Standard C64 computer setup. Monitor, floppy drive.
This would be the answer to, do you know that there's an actual CPU in the disk drive to, has anyone ever used it?
As you can see, I've already loaded a program. And the program didn't do anything except install a driver on the floppy drive. We can now remove the C64 since we don't need it anymore. This leaves us with a video cable and a serial cable.
And this is what you should do to every C64 you have. Cut it.
Of course. Yeah.
Our floppy drive has two output lines, data and clock. We want clock directly connected
Well,
to
it's
the
just a
video
matter of
signal,
time until
or
this
the
is supported by the Ultimate 2 cartridges as
This
well.
enables us to generate 3 voltage levels.
Probably, yeah.
One for black, one for white, and one for triggering horizontal and vertical retraces. You may have noticed that we're not connecting anything to the monitor's audio input since, of course, the floppy drive is perfectly capable of generating sound all by itself. And now
Of course
we're
it
going to
is.
Open and then
A
close
floppy
the
drive.
floppy drive to start the demo.
especially those high-toned ARPs. Quite interesting how they get that out of the floppy drive.
I wonder if they cutting the cables, if they did it with like spare cables just to have something on the video, or if they actually damaged another C64 just to record the video. Because they probably already had them from having made the demo and passed the demo.
Yeah, I don't. Well, cables are easy to come by, so.
Yeah, nice. Very impressive.
Yeah, I haven't heard some old disc drive music. Like as you said, I'm not quite sure how all the sounds are made.
So it seems like they have like some 16 or 32 pixel control on the X.
Something like that, it seems like, yeah.
And the Y is like 1 pixel granularity.
It's just ridiculous the number of different effects that they bother doing for this proof of concept.
Yeah. Oh yes.
And while you're at it, why not make a full demo?
Anyways, moving on, this is Pause by Swedish MFX, Decadence and Cerebral Vortex, released as Summer Hack 2021, one Summer Hack 2021. Put it a little bit lower, so we have so we can have actually the creators speak a little bit about it, if they want to speak about it.
Oh yeah, sure. It's more like, what do you want to know?
Why are you pausing? Why don't you keep doing demos forever, full time?
Ooh, yeah, that's a long story. It's I think it comes down to, you know, if you want to do large demo efforts, it requires a certain amount of investment, and you know, you can start on a voyage and we'll see where we end and when we end, and you know, that's one approach. Or you can say, hey, let's make a big demo for revision next year, for example. But that requires scheduling. That requires, you know, real life to sync to that. It requires dedication and motivation and all that stuff. And
so just let's see where it goes now. Just do some effects now and again.
Yeah. So let's try not to, you know, rationally force it. Basically, let's just see how it goes. And we're a young group. We've been together for 5 years now. So we don't have like the dynamics of, you know, a group of friends that, you know, went back 30 years and it's bread and butter on how things, you know, dynamically work together.
Do you really think like after 30 years people just go back to the same thing? Because I've from my experience of doing demos with other people, usually you have to have one person in charge of the project to keep pushing the stuff forward, and then you have other people who you bounce stuff off and they like fulfill the rest that makes the demo big, unique. So it doesn't feel like it's a matter of getting used to and getting back to that. I actually would venture that after so many years apart, the dynamics of making a demo would be different nowadays than they were back then.
Oh, of course, but you know, having dynamics of, you know, actual persons working together, it's easier to, you know, anticipate on each other. But I don't know, you know, the reason for us is basically that we're just taking a break from, you know, the heavy and the big scheduled stuff that, you know, requires a big chunk of our time.
Okay.
And we'll just see how it goes from there.
So nothing being planned for Summer Hack Winter, apparently. or still eventually winter, actually. If it
Yeah,
happens,
well, I don't
apparently...
tend to disclose this kind of stuff because it just, raises expectations. But generally, we try to support whatever's happening.
Okay, let's move on to the next demo.
And of course, this was a stab at Decadence to show that some of their effects in their demos can be done with more colors and slightly faster.
Ooh. Shots fired. Any response, Britelite? Or shall we move on to the next demo?
Yeah, let's put it like this. That nice that after 10 years that someone managed to improve something.
Oh, what am I doing? I clicked the wrong place. Click this place. That's what I want to do. Bread and Circuses by Effect, which won the Atari demo compo at Summer Hack. The other demo compo at Summer Hack.
Crowd-pleasing compo.
Oh, and it's killing the decoder, the encoder. Yeah, so it's fun, you know. This is actually full screen, so it's all, you know, synced to the cycle exact stuff.
Yeah.
It's 50 hertz for, you know, this kind of effect, which is nice. It makes it really feel alive. I think that's great.
Yeah, this was my favorite in the combo because it just made me happy.
Happy music.
The crowd.
Yeah. And the guy's only been coding assembly for, you know, he's new to the scene, and he's only been coding assembly for, I believe, one, maybe tops 2 years. Yeah, it's very impressive.
Let's take a look at another release that happened. You got 4th place. What do you have to say for yourself, Britelite? Why not world domination this time?
Yeah, well, it was a crowd pleaser combo, so I had to please the crowd somehow.
With power, without
with
price.
10, the rest got a 1 from me, Britelite.
Let's see what we have next. We have Alt Cure by Five Finger Punch for party that I don't have loaded up right now. Let me check what it is. Edison. It won Edison. Amiga OCS demo.
Yeah, I think I haven't seen this one, I think.
I like it. This is awesome. I think this is awesome. But like I said before on the previous demo, they have like this weird kind of, you know, at least unique style of presentation or concepts that they address, and I like them about this quirkiness about it.
It's hand. Seemed like the hand from State of the Art, actually.
Yeah.
Only Amiga makes it possible. Nice.
This kind of stuff is quite nicely thought out, and it just works, you know. It's very nice.
Totally fake, but totally works.
think it's it's a healthy distancing and a comedic way of presenting the issues we're facing at hand nowadays.
Yeah.
I like it.
Hello, Ratty of Overlanders. Welcome to the stream. Still haven't shown your demo yet, so you're in time.
Oh, Rati shared, and I can only see nice things. And this is the same stuff again, I just wonder how they get this, and I'm not sure if, again, this is one VBL, but how does the Amiga do this line drawing? I'm just, I don't have the knowledge to determine how this is done. Here I recognize that the Arachnid stuff again with the subpixel movement of the line draws. And even though that this is an animation probably, it still looks very nice.
Yeah.
And the meta of the poet in it, for me that adds to the flavor. Perhaps my perception is a bit deformed, because of the Atari scene, but they start referencing bees, for example. These little details I find quite amusing.
We should have used that. I'm wondering if one of these comments is mine. So yeah, nice little demo at Edison. I think it's near the end, isn't it? Yeah, rest is oh no, there are more effects.
No, this goes on quite. Yeah.
Only Amiga makes it possible to have a lengthy demo, apart from all the other C64 and Atari and CPC demos that we saw.
No, but you have to come up with this narrative or something, I find it nice.
Lead time down count.
Be curious, let's go back to the future. No, let's go back. This is a nice concept, I feel. On Atari this would be suboptimal, but it works. Save the Earth by Debug kind of did the same thing.
I love when they try explain simple effects, and then the way that they show the simple effects is a lot more complex than the actual simple effect. I love those little details. Guybrush Threepwood with The Cure, but it's James Bond.
Yeah, so they now kind of moved randomly into some kind of medley thing. Yeah, I find it's like I said, it's just quite quirky. It has a bit of this tongue-in-cheek, not taking it too seriously kind of approach, and that's together with this pandemic stuff. I find this, I like it.
No time to die.
I would consider this being technically challenging, but is it the britelite?
Yeah, I think so.
Because doing a 1 pixel distorter is like a challenge, but then of course the height of it is the challenge basically.
Exactly. Yeah, even if it's only 1 bit playing, but still.
Yeah, so for me, I can really appreciate it because it feels like attention to detail and design and effort was put into it, and it's still quite it's not presumptuous on how it's presented. It's very tongue in cheek, and I love the ease of how it's done.
You have been cured. Anyways, really good demo. One Edison demo party. Let's move on to another party and another demo. Atwood Summer Open Air. The Electronic Knights won that with Wolf Lava.
I have to admit to BFAT that I haven't checked this on the real hardware just yet. And yeah, I believe that some people commented on the demo that this is, kind of a mismatch of already presented, tech that's already been released by them. But yeah, still.
You always end up rehashing some routines.
Yeah.
I think I heard a rumor that the next demo is gonna be also only released on floppy, like the Christmas one was.
Yeah, I know that we were quite in the fix on the Meteorix Awards, because of course we wanted to consider this rumored great demo of these guys, but it was never been published. So how do you deal with that? And then eventually it got out on the internet.
Was it Howjob that leaked it? Was something like that?
Yeah, I think so.
I really like how they present this kind of stuff. On the Atari, you're dealing with more chunky pixels, and this looks very smooth. And here, I'm not sure what the trick is here, because I don't know anything about ham. I'm not even sure if this is ham or something like that, but it's just taking the shit with the amounts of particles on screen, at least, for me as an observer from the Atari demos. Then just to put something negative about it, I don't understand why they would settle for just default fonts.
Nice effect. Yeah, we said Atwood Summer Open Air, small party. I'm not sure where it was. Was it in Poland, Germany? Something like that. Anyways, let's move on to Silly Venture 2020, because 2020 happened in 2021 apparently. And we're gonna start things off with a 256-byte intro called Pole Position by Agenda.
The build-up alone is awesome. And the fact that it's not centered in the screen is awesome. You know.
So how hard is it to make this fit into 256 bytes?
I'd say hard enough.
Well,
Hard
got
enough
me
to win.
impressed.
Yeah.
And it even has music. Fitting music. Which is not always easy.
Accurate pole position sounds.
Next up, we have Unlit by New Generation.
Oh, this blew me off my socks.
It won the Atari Lynx combo.
Yeah, I was not aware that the Lynx could actually produce these sounds.
It has a 4DA converter, so, and considering the file size is over 5 megabytes, I'm guessing it's streaming audio.
Ah, okay, yeah. No, watching this on stream really impressed me.
Yeah.
And that was both by the effects, but also by the music.
Yeah.
How does the Lynx compare to something like the Game Boy?
Yeah, it doesn't really have any sprite hardware per se. Everything's rendered to a frame buffer, but it has a 4 megahertz CPU, and the blitter can scale things really fast, and it can display or blit compressed sprites and everything. So it's basically even the triangles in a 3D model can be done with the blitter by just skewing sprites.
But I believe it can put stuff on the screen very fast, right?
Yeah,
by the
yeah,
graphics processor. So you can do a painter's algorithm right really fast by
Yeah, you can have a chain of sprites that will be blitted. So the CPU can basically do something during that time.
That's interesting.
I get how they use the background, like to move the object behind it and in front of it, and I really enjoy it when they're moving at the faster pace. But sometimes when there are scenes that only are moving 1 pixel every so much, it makes it real very chunky to me. Very,
Of course, it doesn't feel that chunky, when you watch it on a small Lynx screen.
I haven't tried that yet. It's still on the to-do.
I don't think this works on the old flash cards. It needs a new flash card, a certain one.
Not the Saints SD thingy?
No, I think this. I don't remember what the info file said that it requires a specific flash card.
Okay. I have to check that out.
How can there be like specific requirements for the flash card? The only job it has is to flash the stuff into it. Like a different way to access the information. It's really weird.
I think it might be that the old flash cards don't support files large enough.
Okay.
Yeah, but the same thing happens on the cards on the Sega Mega Drive, for example, that have the upper limit on the ROM card size that's being supported.
Yeah.
But that was because some cards on the Mega Drive had like additional extensions inside the card, wasn't it? So that you had extra stuff there, not just a normal card. So it makes sense that the flash card wouldn't be able to overextend that. I might be talking out of my ass though, so please correct me if I'm wrong.
No, I think at least with the older Mega Drive cards, it was such that they didn't support large enough files. I think Overdrive 2 needs a slightly newer flash card that can support large enough files.
Okay.
It doesn't require any additional hardware, but the card has to support, I think, 16 megabyte.
Yeah, exactly. You have to have a larger. Yeah. So it's the make of the cartridge that has to have the file system support for larger ROM files.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also the RAM or flash memory for actually flashing the large ROM.
Mm-hmm. 64K should be enough for anyone.
Oh yeah.
Thumb up.
Yeah, automatic thumb up. They greeted decadence.
Do we have the Overlanders demo as the next one?
Not the next one. The next one is
okay.
Genesis Project Cityscape, but we're getting there.
We're gonna get tight on time then.
Yeah, we are 4 demos in. So this one's called Cityscape 2730 by Genesis Project. It got 2nd place at the C64 demo compo.
I love it how the C64 demos make a show on the world's biggest Atari party. I like it.
Yes, it's a challenge.
Love.
A challenge to have more Atari people participate on C64 demo parties.
Oh yeah. Well, I loved it that a few years back there was this checkerboard challenge organized on GURP, and we actually had, I believe 3 or 4, maybe even more Atari checkerboard submissions as well. That didn't participate in the same compo, but had the same concept. It was nice.
Does it have any other things, or is it one screener? It's a one screener, okay. Moving on, this was the winner of the C64, also one file demo. It's Beep by Dream, or Dream by Beep, not sure. Beep by Dream, okay. It's just... okay, it has more stuff.
Yeah, but
Wow, you're saying the C64 has a lot of scroll text?
Oh,
I
yes.
never noticed that. C64 and Atari living in perfect harmony.
So is it saying that cubes on the 64 are white and cubes on the Atari are red?
I'm sure that's red and not brown. Because then they would be saying that the Atari cubes are shit.
No, the palette on C64... Oh wait.
64 is 16 shades of brown.
Anyways, moving on. Behold Suspect. Which won the Atari 8-bit demo. It's for the Atari XL or XE, one of them. Behold!
Behold the chunky pixels.
So, how was Silly Venture for you guys while we have this playing? Did you guys enjoy this year? Despite being pseudo live, pseudo local?
Yeah, I didn't watch the stream this time.
I tried to watch it and it didn't go so well, so I just ended up waiting for the releases
But
the next
that's
day.
the actual Silly Venture experience. So that, you got that experience right at home, because it doesn't matter whether or not you're at home or at
Waiting
the
for
party.
the combos to start for 3 hours and then, tomorrow.
I'm being drunk like hell when the combos actually start.
But exactly. So it's a way better experience at the party itself. Now, the first day for me it was a bit of a downer. I just called it and went to bed. But the second day, I was there and the stream went through, and it was there were demos that really delivered. It was awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So next demo entry that we have is NPC in Dalarna by DHS.
Yes, I can tell a fun little story about this.
Go ahead.
Which is it's all true, because Gray is very proactive in procuring people to asking whether or not they want to contribute to his party. And I generally, like I said before, when you ask me if I had stuff in the pipeline, I generally don't commit until I do. So this was the same again with Gray this year, and usually he checks back with us or with me or with some other guys like a week before the party. And Evil from DHS, which we share an RIC channel, he basically said, hey, shall we make a demo? And it's like, we have like 84 hours, 48 hours left. Yeah, sure, why not? So that's how this turned out. So I did the same with Gray for Summer Hack last year. I asked him a week before if he wanted to contribute the demo to the party, but then he said he couldn't make it.
Is that a secret why Atari demo parties have so many entries? Is it because you all bother each other, like, do something for my party?
Perhaps. Maybe this is the magic ingredient, I don't know. Nah, but Crazy Q, the guy that makes the music, he's crazy productive. He can, he's, awesome.
Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so invitation for Summer Hack, pretty much July 8 and 10 of 2022. Hopefully physical, hopefully the whole Corona thing is over with. We'll never know.
The barbecue.
Never know. Still pending. If we'll have traveling restrictions and all that jazz. Anyways, the demo that we've been waiting for to see, First Love by Overlanders. The return of Overlanders. What a great demo it was. Thoughts, speaker?
Yeah, quite a lot of thoughts. No, I think this demo is like meticulously crafted and very well presented. And I'm not one that's being in the scene for being very nostalgic, because I've only gotten here after 2000. But this sucks every Atari lover right in. The Union, like the best, or considered the best corporation of demo makers back in the day. And this feels so smooth, so quick, so much happening. You know, it sets the concept right there with the introductions. Very nicely done.
Wonder how much time they spent working on this before releasing this.
20 years.
Yeah.
I believe they mention it in the scrollers and stuff, and I believe it's a bit around over a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, so these little details, you know, that's great. And this is the comparison of the line route, you know, if you look at the stuff of the lines drawing and the Amiga, then... And the little sync with the top and the bottom and, you know, the sounds, very nice. Hey, who said that, you know, scrollers were only for the C64 people, huh?
Colors are back on the ST now too. I wonder if this is done just with a plot routine.
I promised Rati and Janek not to break the magic.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm always a bit partial with effects that take, you know, multiple frames, but this is very presented nicely, and having, you know, the gray with the dead ring is very nice.
Yeah.
What I also commented to the guys is that I didn't really like that the speed of the movement of the object is locked to the effect frames rather than, you know, the time measurement. So it, you know, when there's faster draws, the objects start to spin faster as well.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of that, but you know, that's maybe they were going for the old school feel, you know, because all the 80s demos with, you know, the vectors and stuff had this in it, so, you know,
yeah.
It could be a design thing.
Rat is saying on the chat that it took 1 year to do the demo, with Fox already having coded it for years before.
Awesome. But yeah, wow, dudes, you know, when you notice that it's an Overlanders demo and that they're back, then maybe you're like, oh well, hey, should it be like, you know, a small thing? But then you realize you know, it's big and it goes on.
Spending years coding something for the comeback. I guess it's like the expectations. You have such a big name that you don't want to do something that's just like quickly thrown together, so you want to do something big, and then you end up so many years just working on doing something big. I wonder how many demos were left in the closet because people just, you know, it's not good enough yet, it's not good enough yet, and then life gets in the way and you just don't release what you have.
Self-censorship is a bitch.
Yeah.
I really like the mix of, you know, the main effect and all the ornaments around it. That you know, gives it a very full effect. And also with the variable VBL speed, I think it's very nice.
More scrollers, so this is a C64 demo after all. But it's readable. Well, barely readable.
Yeah, well, don't speak out too loud, because there will be scrollers that will become unreadable. Trust me.
Nice.
You know, with the consistent blocks and stuff, it's nice design.
Have a coherent line throughout the whole demo.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. This it gives me a kind of similar kind of feel like Tech did with with the visors and the HUD and the viewport.
So retro-futuristic, like in the 80s was the future, and now it's the future again, but no one actually uses it.
This is the scroller that I can no longer really decipher. And of course you have like these references with the VU measurements of the sound chip together with the syncs on the HUD. It's very nice.
Attention to detail is always good.
Yeah. And even though we're already quite long into the demo, this provides a completely different kind of dynamic with regards to the tune and also the visuals. I find it very nice. And again, the details with the HUD that go up and down. Yeah, it's very nice. And there's some nice trickery involved here that gives you, the presentation of the line route that's being done in multiple layers, multiple bit plates where they can actually switch colors.
Yeah.
Very nicely done. And you see like the time walking backward on the top left. That's also a nice reference towards the whole 1985 and 2021. Of course we have to pick up the whole Atari stuff, so yeah, this is this awesome design concept in my opinion.
Pong.
And the Easter egg here is if you play here as a user and you defeat the machine, you get into a secret part.
Okay. Good to know.
Someone was saying earlier if we were going to play it on an emulator to get to the secret part. Unfortunately, this is video. Don't have an Atari. And between playing video and playing emulator, I'd rather play the video.
Yeah, again, the whole, the concept of playing the game and then going to the arcade and, it's nice. And the ornaments or the backdrop around with the general design of this part, adds to the feeling of depth. I find it nice.
The texture mapping actually being 1 pixel is, well, it's always refreshing.
Yeah, my nitpicking remark was that I found the back side of this face quite low res compared to the 1 pixel mapping, but Overland's made clear that this was a design choice rather than anything else. And here the fact that the texture is actually moving, and of course this is in my looking back, this is a reference forward. I find this this is nice. And here the trivia, of course, I believe it was a prize question, so to speak, from the Overlanders, is after you've seen this part, which spaceships from Atari games were seen in this scroller. It was like 8 or 9, and to be honest, the first time that I saw this demo, I didn't even notice the fucking spaceships.
So much stuff happening. You don't really look at the
exactly,
spaceship that is landed there.
Yeah. And silent detail is that the backdrops and the tiles also move independently of each other. So it's great. This is personally my main takeaway is that the horizontal scrolling, which is not seen that often on the Atari ST because of memory and bit planes and all that challenging stuff. They really took it to the next level of making, bringing the horizontal scrolling as a design piece to Atari demos. I find it really innovating. That's very nice.
The Xenon, the spaceship was there at least.
Oh yes.
Long greeting screen is long.
Yeah, and here they are quite consistent again with the perspective design. I find that very nice.
Mm-hmm.
And to end up with, a kind of classic kind of effect, that's awesome. With the little design twist with the shades and stuff, but yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Like the shadow details, it's really good to have.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So yeah, for a group to return and then come with such a big piece of work, such a large demo, with such an amount of detail, I find that very refreshing.
Yeah.
And from the guys that I've spoken to, there's also been people that have been not been touching their assembly code for like 15 years, and this demo made them get that stuff back out of the closet and then poking their M68K skills again. And I think that's the best you can aim for with the demo.
How much assembler?
Great, if you can inspire other people to do some code as well.
How much assembler does it go into usual Atari demos? Is there any C involved at all, or is it completely everything in assembler?
Sorry?
How much assembly is in the Atari development usually? Is there any C at all involved, like in some other machines, or is it all exclusively assembler usually?
That depends on who's coding, but I think the majority is just pure assembler.
Okay. Reached the end of today's show. Thank you everybody for joining. People on the chat, thank you so much for your heavy conversation. I didn't do many questions, but there was certainly a lot of chat going on, and thank you for hanging out. Thank you also, Speaker, for joining, and britelite for your comments.
Yeah,
it's good to have you.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Any last things you would like to say, or parties you would like to plug? We should probably go over demoparty.net and shout out some stuff that is happening sometime soon. There's function happening this weekend at least, and then
Worldwide Zoo in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, 25th of September. Also 25th of September, Love Bite Battleground. So if you're a fantasy console aficionado, make sure to drop by. I'm helping Super Rogue with some of that organizing stuff, so I'll definitely be there.
Forward.
Then we have Deadline in October, and was supposed to be Assembly, but we don't know what's happening with that. And then there's supposed to be a Trsak, but we're not quite sure. It should be online only. And then there's Inertia Demo Party at the end of October, which you should definitely attend because it's the party that I'm also helping Genio organize in Portugal. Demo Splash in the United States in November, and the Transmission Fall Edition 4th and 5th of December 2021. Those are the parties that are coming up in the near future. So, yeah. That's all we have to say. Britelite, do you have any last words you would like to say to people watching?
Make more demos.
Make more demos. Speaker, any last words of advice?
No. Thanks for having me. It was fun.
Okay. yeah, I think that's it. Thanks everybody who joined in. See you next video or live stream in this case. Bye bye everyone. Take care. Have a great evening.